Have you ever thought about how you can see the world and help the earth at the same time? This video goes over the top 10 eco-friendly travel tips that everyone who wants to travel should know. By helping local communities and lowering your carbon footprint, these tips will not only make your trips more meaningful, but they will also help protect our world for future generations. Prepare to learn how to travel in a better and more eco-friendly way. Allow us to begin. 10. Exit the beaten path. Many sites were practically dying from popularity before the outbreak. Tourists were overrunning historic cities, beaches, and other sites, a phenomenon now known as over-tourism. Travelers who avoid tourist traps and go off the beaten path can help reduce over-tourism. It may be tempting to visit the same bucket list destinations everyone is Instagramming, but less traveled places might be more rewarding. Many tourist attractions don't meet expectations. You may spend hours in line just to find that the destination doesn't appear the same in person as it did online. Taj Mahal anticipation versus reality. Expectation versus reality. Instagram photos show the Taj Mahal as a peaceful place, but tourists crowd the site to acquire the same shot. Off-the-beaten-path travel offers a more authentic and distinct experience without the masses. This doesn't imply you have to pitch a tent in the wilderness, but it requires more investigation. Beyond the top 10 locations and attractions lists, use Google Maps or ask locals or other tourists for recommendations. Visit smaller cities or rural areas instead of major tourist centers. This will decrease the strain on over-visited destinations and benefit other local communities. Choose a small ship cruise line. These smaller vessels may visit smaller ports and carry fewer passengers, relieving cruise destinations. Plan an off-season journey to a popular destination if you want to go. 9. Slow down and rest. Packing as much as possible onto a trip can be tempting. These may be your only visits to the place. A full plan may seem great, but you'll likely spend much of your holiday racing around. You may cross off bucket list items, but you won't experience the destination. Additionally, this fast-paced, hit-and-run tourism strategy causes stress. Allow more time to explore the destination. Choose one longer vacation every year instead of several shorter ones. After reaching your location, stay put instead of jumping around. Traveling slowly lets you experience the place. You may immerse yourself in the culture, connect with locals, and discover the destination's beauties when you're not rushed. Take a cooking lesson to try local cuisine and make traditional recipes. Walking or biking around town will reveal hidden gems like a quirky cafe. Walk through a museum and learn tons of intriguing information. Kitchen class with local family for community tourism. Learning about local food culture through a cooking lesson with a local host is fun and enjoyable. More time in a place makes travel more authentic, memorable, and meaningful. This lessens pressure on the cities and communities you visit and supports the local companies you patronize. Slow travel decreases carbon emissions from flying or driving, which is good for the environment. 8. Use efficient transport. Other than going slowly, you can lessen your trip's carbon footprint. Travel and tourism emit 8% of global carbon. The travel sector contributes to climate change, one of the biggest challenges to tourism, people, and the globe. Air travel, driving, and other transportation contribute most to tourism's carbon impact. All means of transportation need energy, but some are cleaner and more efficient. The route to slash from and around your destination matters. Flying and driving are the least efficient forms of transportation. Travel by train or coach to nearby attractions to save emissions and enjoy the surroundings. Try the bus, train, or bike instead of renting a car when you arrive. Choose an electric, hybrid, or smaller automobile if you rent. Train travel is a terrific opportunity to see smaller communities and beautiful scenery while reducing emissions. When choosing a mode of transportation, keep in mind that the carbon footprint also relies on the energy source. The greenest option varies by destination. The Netherlands uses wind to power trains. Washington, D.C., Thailand's iconic tuk-tuks and zero-emission buses are turning electric. Make an informed choice by researching local transit options. 7. Save water and energy. Tourism uses energy for transportation, heating, lighting, and power. Tourism and extensive water use constrain local water and energy infrastructure. Tourists use more water and energy than locals, and many sites struggle to meet demand. This situation will worsen as global temperatures increase and population grows. Conserve local water and energy while on vacation. Turn off lights, TV, and other electronics when not in use. Turn off the AC or raise the thermostat after leaving your hotel. Shower instead of bathing and keep it brief. Hang the Do Not Disturb sign and hand wash your garments to avoid excessive laundry. Staying in low-impact accommodations reduces your environmental impact. This might be a simple hotel or a luxury one that uses renewable energy and water/energy efficiency. 6. Offset your carbon. Despite your best efforts to reduce energy use, certain carbon emissions are inevitable. You can offset these inevitable greenhouse gas emissions with carbon offsetting. Carbon offsetting lets you offset your trip's carbon footprint by reducing emissions elsewhere. Use an online carbon calculator to assess your carbon footprint and buy offsets to match your CO2 emissions. Your offset purchase will fund carbon reduction efforts. One project may preserve a tropical rainforest, while another may develop a wind farm or use cow manure for energy. Beyond emissions reductions, carbon offset initiatives can create local jobs, improve sanitation, and conserve endangered species. 5. Localize your spending. Tourism has suffered in many communities this year. Keep your money local to help them recover. Supporting local businesses and entrepreneurs is the best approach to help host communities benefit from tourism. Choose locally owned homestays and guest houses over expat-owned hotels or international chains. Visit local restaurants to enjoy traditional cuisine cooked with local ingredients. Enjoy exploring the local market and buying spices from a local farmer or jewelry from a local artisan. Although haggling is acceptable in many cultures, be fair and pay a fair price. Take local guided tours or take weaving or surfing instruction from a local expert. Choose a package trip provider that supports local suppliers. A nature tour. Hire a local guide who knows the best spots and can tell you about the wildlife. Avoid giving money to beggars as it often backfires. At its worst, begging may be human trafficking, and travelers' well-intentioned presence can keep youngsters out of school and on the streets. Even if this isn't true, giving beggars money can lead to tourist dependence. Donating to a local charity that empowers individuals through skills development, education, microloans, or social services is better. Choose firms owned or managed by marginalized groups like women, indigenous people, or minorities to achieve wealth equality. 4. Honor localities. Traveling lets you see new cultures, beliefs, and lifestyles, which is amazing. Accept the contrasts and soak in the local culture to broaden your perspective. Before visiting another culture, learn about its history, customs, and etiquette. Learn some local phrases with a language app. Be aware that some destinations consider certain gestures, dress, and language inappropriate. Be extra careful at religious areas. Follow regulations and visit tourist places only. At some places, this means taking off your shoes, covering your shoulders, keeping your voice low, or not taking photos. Visitors should realize that their destination is someone else's home. Follow local traffic and health and safety laws. Leave them as you found them so future visitors and inhabitants can enjoy them. Be respectful to locals and treat them with decency. Respect their privacy and ask permission before taking their photo. 3. Avoid single-use plastics. Every year, 8 million metric tons of plastic enters the ocean. Imagine dumping one garbage truck full of plastic into the ocean every minute of every day. Recently, more consumers, companies, and governments have rejected single-use plastics. Single-use plastics made a reappearance last year as the epidemic increased use of plastic gloves, takeout containers, packing bubbles, and grocery bags. As tourism improves, hotels and tour companies are reintroducing disposable plastics for hygiene. Many countries lack the waste management facilities to handle tourist and local plastic rubbish. Therefore, plastics wind up in overcrowded landfills or thrown in the environment for hundreds of years. COVID's increased use of plastics makes it even more crucial to reduce your own use when traveling. Tourists use single-use beverage bottles frequently. This is easy. Pack a reusable water bottle on your journey. A water bottle with a purifier might help you avoid bad water in your destination. Other eco-friendly packing items include refillable toiletry bottles. 2. Explore parks and reserves. National parks, marine sanctuaries, and other protected places safeguard our natural riches and biodiversity. Tourism costs, including admission fees, operator permits, and bed levies, help conserve these exceptional places and wildlife in many countries. Over 8 billion people visit protected areas annually, spending $850 billion. These dollars fund conservation and income for local communities. 1. Choose green hotels and operators. Our last suggestion discusses ways to influence firms' habits and mainstream sustainable travel. You may best influence the industry by supporting businesses that reduce their environmental effect and improve local communities. While many corporations have adopted sustainable travel, many don't see the value. Show them you care about sustainability by spending money. Remember that a company that claims to be green or sustainable may not be. Ask inquiries about their methods and policies to demonstrate that you're considering sustainability when buying. What are their energy and water conservation methods? Are single-use plastics gone? They encourage diversity and inclusion how? Do they hire local managers? Do they favor local producers and suppliers? Promote responsible wildlife interactions? If you enjoyed these tips and want to learn more about sustainable travel and eco-friendly adventures, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon.